Have you ever held a coin so old that it whispers stories from the days before World War II truly shook the world? Today's coin does exactly that. The 1941 United States 5-cent coin, known as the Jefferson Nickel. It's a small, shining reminder of an era when America stood on the brink of massive change. Welcome back to Coins Heritage, the place where we uncover the stories hidden in the world's most fascinating coins. If you love history, collecting and learning about the coins that shaped generations, make sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you never miss our next deep dive. Now let's travel back to 1941, a pivotal year in American history. The country was still recovering from the Great Depression. A war was raging in Europe and Asia. Though the United States had not yet entered World War II, tension was high. Factories were ramping up production, preparing for what was coming. Amid all this, the U.S. Mint continued to strike coins for daily life, and one of them was this beautiful 5-cent Jefferson Nickel, the obverse, or front of the 1941 nickel features the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence. This classic design was created by Felix Schlag, who won a 1938 contest to design a new 5-cent piece that would replace the buffalo nickel. Jefferson's portrait faces left, showing his thoughtful gaze, a fitting image for one of the nation's greatest thinkers. Around the edge of the coin are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" on the left, and "Liberty" followed by the year 1941 on the right. Just beside the date, you might notice a small mint mark, a tiny letter D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. If there's no letter, that means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. When you flip the coin over, the reverse shows a detailed image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, also designed by the president himself. This elegant neoclassical building has become one of the most recognizable designs in American coinage. Above it is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. Below, we see Monticello, followed by 5 cents in United States of America. The 1941 Jefferson Nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs 5 grams, and has a plain edge. It's part of the early years of the Jefferson Nickel series before the wartime silver. Versions appeared in 1942. Let's talk mintages and production numbers. The year 1941 saw a very large output of nickels. As the nation's economy was growing again, Philadelphia Mint no mint mark, about 203 million coins. Denver Mint D, around 53 million coins. San Francisco Mint S, about 43 million coins. That means over 300 million nickels were struck in total, a significant number, which makes the 1941 nickel relatively common even today. Now for the question collectors always ask, how much is it worth? In circulated condition, most 1941 nickels are worth 5 to 25 cents. However, uncirculated examples can be worth $1 to $5. And coins in exceptional condition, especially those with full steps on Monticello, can bring $50 to $200 or more, depending on the grade. The term full steps refers to the tiny details of the 6 steps leading up to Monticello on the reverse. Coins that were perfectly struck and well preserved show all the steps clearly, which is rare for early Jefferson nickels and ads. Significant value: there are also minor varieties that collectors look for. For example, some 1941 nickels show die cracks, double dies, or repunched mint marks, all of which can make a coin more interesting and sometimes more valuable beyond its value. The 1941 nickel tells a story about America's strength and transition. It was one of the last peacetime nickels before the U.S. entered World War II in December 1941, the following year. The composition of nickels changed to include 35% silver to save nickel metal for military use, meaning the 1941 issue was the last of its kind before the war effort reshaped the coinage. So, when you hold a 1941 Jefferson nickel, you're holding a coin from the calm before the storm. A piece of American history that connects the ideals of Jefferson's time with the courage of the generation that would soon fight to preserve them. Even though it's not a rare or expensive coin, It's a meaningful one for collectors who appreciate history. Finding a bright, sharp example of a 1941 nickel with all its original luster feels like uncovering a small piece of that hopeful pre-war America. And that wraps up our look at the 1941 United States 5-cent coin, the Jefferson nickel that stood at the edge of history. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Coins Heritage, and comment below which year's nickel or penny you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.